at Fenton House in North London, which has a gem of a garden designed by the National Trust to surround this magnificent historic house. The gardener in charge here, Andrew Darragh, is a big fan of roses, and today he's going to show us how he prunes them. Hi Andy.
Hey.
Oh, it's lovely to be here. I've seen this rose garden in full flower before and it's absolutely amazing. You're a big fan of roses, aren't you?
I absolutely love roses, yeah. They're one of my favourites in the garden. But one of the reasons I absolutely love them is you can prune them at the time of year when the garden is all cut down, and so you can access them really easily, and when you prune them they can look really beautiful as well. But also when they're in flower, the scent and the colours, and they're just really great, and I do think it's not an English style garden without a lovely rose in it.
So the choice of roses can be quite overwhelming, can't it? There are so many. How did you come to choose the ones here?
Absolutely, it can be quite overwhelming. I mean, there's massive books on them, there's an encyclopedia on them, but it is really quite kind of amazing that there are so many, and there are so many different varieties that you can use for all different situations. So some for poor soils, some for even shade that you can grow on a north wall and flower quite happily. Here at Fenton, the soil is quite poor, I think, because it's at the top of a hill and it'll dry out quite readily. So I just choose roses that I know really well are good doers, that will give you a great display, and so there's kind of no risk factor.
You choose healthy, disease-resistant, vigorous plants, but presumably also how well they do is a lot to do with how you look after them through the year. What's your maintenance regime? How do you feed them?
So the feeding is kept really minimal. We try and always put a mulch on the soil, but we're kind of conscious that the beds are getting higher and higher and higher. I do feed the entire garden with an organic chicken pellet just as they're coming into active growth, and that seems to be doing really, really well. I would say that one thing I would do is if a rose is looking sick and it's had all the nourishment and it's had all of the healthcare that we could possibly give it, and it's still covered in black spot, and it's still covered in aphids, and it just looks tatty and horrible because we're not wedded to history or any particular cultivar or variety, and as long as we've got it somewhere else, we will remove it and plant it with something more adequate. So that's one way of making your garden look like it's always healthy.
Yeah, okay, so rather than sort of spraying with fungicides and pesticides, you would just say, if it's not suited, get it out and find something else.
Find something else. There's masses of books out there to help you choose the right plant. And then obviously deadheading, which makes it look tidier, and that helps with the maintenance. But then the biggest part is the pruning.
So some people do a light prune in autumn and then a proper prune in winter, don't they? But I know you just do the winter prune.
Yeah, here at Fenton, we choose not to do that autumn prune. Purely because we don't have a lot of wind, which is what you're doing it for, and also we get a kind of mad regrowth because it's still quite warm then, and so we just choose to do the main winter prune.
Okay, and pruning in winter is great, isn't it? If you're right in the depths of winter, when you prune, you don't get any regrowth.
Absolutely, yeah, and you can really looking at the form and the shape of the plant to take out all the deadline disease and to get the right height so they flower back up to the height you want them.
Okay, well show me what you do on these shrub roses.
Right, sure.
So these are shrub roses, aren't they? And I know you prune them a bit more lightly than you might prune other roses.
Yes, it's Rosa Chianti, and it's got a beautiful aubergine red colour flower in it. It's a beautiful David Austin rose I absolutely love.
Can you just show me an outward facing bud?
Sure. So it's looking for a nice healthy bud, and there's a really good one there. And what I mean by an outward facing bud is where I want the shoot to hopefully, because nature does what it wants, go to. So if I pruned for one that's inward facing, it would come through the shrub, whereas we want one to go outward through the shrub.
Yeah.
So this one, I am going to go here, like that. An outward facing bud, just above the bud. I'm going to take this one off here.
Okay.
I know it looks a bit radical, but what it will do is it'll put all the energy into this one. It'll help renewal prune it, and it also will give the space to the rose to the right of it. With this one, I was looking at this and I was thinking I don't really want it to go much over the path. So if I'm pruning it, say here, it's going to come out to about here. Then I've got the bench which is coming back here. So this one I think I might prune a little bit harder than what I've been doing on the other ones. There's a lovely new an outward facing bud just there, so I'm going to take that one off a little bit further down, clean out all the debris.
Oh yeah, so it's really important to collect the fallen leaves at this stage, isn't it? Because they harbour the black spot.
I mean, if you had more stems in the right places, you could maybe take this one off, but they're two really good healthy ones.
National Trust gardens can be a great source of inspiration, and our gardeners and volunteers are looking forward to welcoming you when you next visit. Until then, why not get the National Trust School of Gardening from our shop?